And we started off with it yesterday. We continue with it today on Get a Better Broadcast Podcast, Voice Over Voice. I'm Peter Stewart. Yeah, we're talking about line reading. So mentioned a few of the possible problems about line reading yesterday, and one of them I remember saying the actor is a professional, not a parrot. Yeah, and here's some more reasons why line reading is not necessarily the best route to go, certainly not too fast in a voiceover acting session. I mean, in asking you to sound like this, it's likely that the director's going to be putting other elements into their read that they may not realise. And you as a professional voiceover person will be copying not just their tone, but their speed and pauses, intonation, phrasing and so on, which they may not actually have intended. And think about it, you'll end up doing an impression of them, doing an impression of you reading the script. And that way, no one knows what's going on, and what's exactly you, and what's them, and what's them trying to be you, or you trying to copy them being you. Being that you get the idea. At best, line reads are a quick fix. Instead of having the director say what you're doing wrong and what they want you to do right, it may be better to have them explain the concept of what they want to achieve, have them build the voice characterisation from the ground up with proper structure. Let me tell you a story. Penny was a well-known national newspaper journalist who'd been following a long-running story over several years. One of the BBC's flagship TV news programmes commissioned Penny, I've changed her name, to help them make a documentary on the same subject. She was great at the interviews, as you might expect, and in helping the editors piece together the filmed clips for the final show. But inevitably, the schedule slipped. And the day before transmission, I got a panicked phone call from the producers. They were in the studio where Penny was recording the voiceover links, and she was simply not up to the job. It just wasn't her forte, so could I go down and help them meet their fast-approaching deadline? Now, I would have loved to have spent time with Penny, training and explaining, coaching and coaxing, guiding and advising on the nuances of intonation, but there simply wasn't time. Instead, there was a crash course and then a series of line reads. I read a line and she repeated it back parrot fashion for hours. We finished at about 2 a.m. on the day of the transmission, and all of those voiceovers still needed to be mixed with the final video edit. Penny sounded great, but parroting a script is not the same as having an understanding of it, and it won't help you the next time you're in a studio if you relied on line readings the time before. Well, there's my example, there's my anecdote, another one from my 30 years either side of the microphone. Tomorrow, how voice directors can help you feel part of the production team as Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice continues. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.